4 worst seafoods you ought to, by no means contact, and 4 you should consume every day. These foods don't get talked about in the headlines. You'll be wondering why no one's warning you. Allow me tell you the secret. Because seafood is a billion-dollar international enterprise, and these 4 meals are some of its largest exports. They don't just promote, they dominate menus, supermarket shelves, and senior diets everywhere. Over 99% of seniors have no clue. And the one seafood that would reverse joint pain and rebuild collagen, it is buried because it's no longer profitable. Maximum seniors think seafood is the healthiest component on their plate. Most seniors don't have any concept they may be being lied to. On this video, we're going to show the 4 worst seafoods you should in no way contact after 60, and the 4 nice ones you must devour daily, ranked from the least dangerous all the way down to the maximum poisonous and unfavorable. The records on this video is backed by using actual technological know-how. We spent hours digging through peer-reviewed studies, and every unmarried reference is connected within the description below. But before we dive in, tell us from in which are you watching us. We are studying and replying to every single remark, so do not hesitate. Now, without any addition ado, let's begin with the first seafood you want to stop eating proper now, particularly in case you've had joint pain, high LDL cholesterol, or unexplained fatigue. Number 4. Squid. Squid might appearance harmless, and even gourmand on some plates, but for seniors, it's a metabolic entice. On paper, it seems like a decent preference. It's low in fats and excessive in protein. But once you cross deeper, the truth receives lots darker. Squid is extremely high in cholesterol. Just 3 ounces of cooked squid comprise around 198 milligrams of LDL cholesterol. That's over 65% of your everyday intake in only a tiny serving. But here's the seize. When you're over 60, your liver doesn't regulate cholesterol the way it used to. It slows down, and that means nutritional LDL cholesterol has a miles more effect on your blood tiers. A 2021 examine, published within the journal Nutrients, located that older adults with excessive nutritional LDL cholesterol consumption were 43% more likely to show markers of arterial stiffness and had a 31% better threat of heart events. This stiffness is one of the earliest warnings of capability coronary heart attacks or strokes, particularly in seniors. But there is more. Squid incorporates purines, which might be damaged down inside the body, into uric acid, and that's a trouble. Older adults have already got a more difficult time flushing out uric acid efficaciously. When it builds up, it crystallizes in the joints, main to extreme ache and infection, called gout. Gout is most commonplace in people over 60, and seafood like squid can cause a flare-up without caution. Researchers from the Journal of Gerontology located that seniors who fed on excessive purine seafood more than 2 times per week had a 54% multiplied hazard of developing persistent joint irritation over a 2-year length. If you've been eating squid, questioning it's a wholesome seafood switch, it's time to forestall. For seniors, mainly those with high blood stress, high cholesterol, or maybe slight arthritis, squid is one of the maximum misleading and unfavorable seafood picks at the menu. It might appearance easy and simple, but internal your frame, it is putting off fires you may not experience until it is too overdue. And in case you've been waking up with stiff joints, unexplained swelling, or sudden spikes in blood pressure, this could be a part of the purpose. Coming up, the primary seafood you should devour is absolutely shown to assist opposite some of those actual signs and symptoms. But before we get there, permit circulate to the subsequent worst wrongdoer. It's a popular choice in buffets and sushi bars, but after 60, it may sabotage your immune device. Number 3. Imitation crab ceream. It looks as if crab, it's fashioned like crab, and it even smells a touch like crab, but imitation crab is about as real as plastic cheese, and for seniors, it's one of the worst seafood imposters you could put on your plate. What makes it so dangerous? It starts off evolved with what it's fabricated from. Sari, the bottom of imitation crab, is often a white paste of pulverized fish scraps, often palic, blended with starches, sugar, salt, and artificial flavorings. By the point it's pressed into those fake crab sticks, it's now not seafood. It's a lab-built meals-like product. One in all, the largest dangers of imitation crab for every person over 60 is how fast it spikes blood sugar. Take a look at published in the magazine Clinical Nutrition in 2020, found that imitation crab reasons a glycemic reaction just like white bread, and the starches used, like tapioca and wheat, digest rapidly and convert to glucose nearly right away. That might not appear like a large deal, but if you're already managing pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, or kind 2 diabetes, which many seniors are, this could lead to huge sugar spikes accompanied by using strength crashes. The same examine located that older adults who fed on syrup-based merchandise 3 instances every week had 2.6 instances better insulin tears than folks that prevented them. But the trouble would not cease there. Imitation crab is loaded with sodium. An unmarried serving can incorporate over 700 mg of sodium, and that's earlier than any soy sauce or dressings are brought. High sodium intake is a chief threat element for excessive blood pressure, which will become more risky with age as arteries harden and kidneys sluggish down. Your capacity to filter out and balance salt drops drastically, and this form of processed salt, combined with additives like monosodium glutamate, can cause headaches, water retention, and even dizziness in older adults. So even as it can appear convenient or budget-friendly, imitation crab is silently working towards your dreams. It's high in sugar, salt, and chemical compounds. It offers almost none of the actual nutritional energy of proper shellfish, and worst of all, it hints seniors into questioning they may be ingesting something healthy. Don't be fooled. There are some distance better ways to get the taste and blessings of seafood without poisoning your metabolism. And in only a second, we're going to reveal one of them, a natural shellfish that's so wealthy in trace minerals, it's being studied as a healing aid for knee injuries. But first, let's talk approximately a seafood that might be hiding in your freezer right now, and it's even worse than the last one. Number 2, scallops. Scallops might appear to be the innocent angels of the seafood international. They're small, clean, smooth, and regularly served in fancy eating places with a light sear. But for seniors, especially the ones over 60, scallops can silently wreak havoc at the body in ways most human beings do not expect. At the middle of the issue is something that hides in the back of their sensitive look. They may be extraordinarily excessive in cadmium, which a poisonous metal that builds up in shellfish tissue, especially in filter-out feeders like scallops. In contrast to water-primarily based infection, which varies, cadmium comes from the scallop itself, because it clearly concentrates it from its environment. And as soon as it enters your frame, your kidneys are the ones who suffer most. In one take a look at published in Toxicology Reviews in 2022, researchers measured the cadmium tiers in scallops from numerous assets and discovered that even a modest serving should provide up to 1.8 micrograms of cadmium, in keeping with gram of tissue. For assessment, the secure weekly limit for cadmium, in keeping with the World Health Organization, is just 7 micrograms, consistent with kilogram of body weight. For a 70 kilogram senior, meaning only some scallops every week, ought to push you dangerously close to the poisonous threshold. And once cadmium enters your device, it stays there. It accumulates inside the kidneys, weakening their feature over time. Older adults already have declining kidney filtration charges, which makes it harder to flush this metallic out. Over time, this ends in protein leakage within the urine, better blood strain, and a steep drop in power and stamina. But kidney feature isn't the handiest difficulty. Scallops are also extraordinarily low in omega-3 fatty acids as compared to different shellfish. It's a main trouble because omega-3 says are important for mind fitness, joint flexibility, and inflammation manipulate. 3 areas that count number more than ever after 60. So even as you would possibly assume you're getting the brain defensive benefits of seafood, scallops barely supply. In truth, 100 g of scallops incorporate much less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA blended. Compare that to oysters, which could provide over 500 milligrams in the identical serving. This is a marvelous difference. It's manner you may be ingesting seafood with none of the actual neurological or cardiovascular safety you anticipate. So the next time you spot scallops on a menu, especially in a creamy sauce or seared with oil, suppose twice. They'll appearance harmless, but for seniors, they are able to act like a slow-moving toxin, and the scariest part is the harm provides up silently over the years. No signs and symptoms until things get serious. But there is one more seafood that tops the listing. It's small, chewy, and suggests up in stir-fries and soups. But studies now verify it could be accelerating arthritis and raising your blood fats quicker than nearly another marine meals. Number 1. Shrimp. Shrimp is probably the most dangerous seafood for seniors. No longer due to pollutants or horrific practice, however, because of what it evidently carries and the way it interacts with the growing older frame. First, shrimp is extremely excessive in LDL cholesterol. Just 3 ons, slightly a handful, includes approximately 180 milligrams of LDL cholesterol. For a person over 60, it's a massive hassle. As we age, our arteries lose elasticity, our livers procedure fats greater slowly, and our hazard of heart ailment skyrockets. Observe published in Flow in 2021 tracked 700 adults over 60, and discovered that people who fed on greater than 300 mg of dietary LDL cholesterol every day had a 35% better hazard of stroke and 24% better risk of coronary heart sickness compared to folks that ate less than 150 mg. But LDL cholesterol is simply the start. Shrimp consists of a muscle protein, known as tropomyoin, that is hard to break down in older digestive systems. It truly is why shrimp is one of the top meals allergens within the global, even for humans who've by no means had an allergy in their existence. Shrimp can unexpectedly trigger a reaction after 60, due to the fact the immune system will become greater sensitive and erratic with age. Researchers from the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology discovered that nearly 14% of recent shellfish allergies in seniors advanced after the age of 65, frequently with no previous caution. Those reactions can vary from rashes to full-blown anaphylaxis, or even slight gut inflammation caused by the protein can worsen IBS, constipation, or leaky intestine in older adults. Now allows talk about something maximum human beings by no means bear in mind: chitin. It's the outer shell of the shrimp, or even when cleaned, small fragments still make it into the beef. Chitin is a sort of fiber that the frame cannot digest, and whilst it is harmless in small amounts, in seniors with weakened digestion, it could contribute to bloating, gasoline, or even intestinal infection. And here's the worst part: maximum shrimp nowadays are farm-raised, in particular those bought in bulk or frozen packs. Farm-raised shrimp are regularly handled with antibiotics like oxytetracycline and enroloxicin, which can be banned in many countries, but nonetheless show up in imported shrimp. A 2022 study in Meals Control located antibiotic residues in over 42% of tested frozen shrimp samples from Southeast Asia, and everyday intake of these residues has been connected to antibiotic resistance, intestine microbiome imbalance, and metabolic modifications in older adults. If you've been ingesting shrimp, questioning it's a light, low-fats protein choice, it's time to reconsider that. For seniors, shrimp is a metabolic entice, high cholesterol, tough-to-digest proteins, inflammatory shell fragments, antibiotic residues, and unfavorable preservatives, all wrapped in a tiny shell. It's no marvel shrimp tops the listing. And now that you've visible the worst seafoods to keep away from, get ready, because up subsequent are the 4 marine foods every senior must be eating. And the number 1 on that listing has been shown in studies to repair cartilage, reduce swelling, or even assist reverse age-associated joint ache. Number 4. Sea cucumber. Sea cucumber would possibly appearance extraordinary. However, it's a powerhouse for seniors who need more potent joints, higher pores and skin, and less pain. This marine animal is rich in collagen-like compounds and anti-inflammatory nutrients, which might be in particular precious after 60. Researchers from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences determined that everyday supplementation with sea cucumber extract reduced joint ache by using 35% and improved flexibility in just 12 weeks. The actual magic is in compounds called triturin glycoides, which assist fight continual infection and guard cartilage. These herbal compounds work like a moderate anti-inflammatory, without damaging the stomach like many pain meds. Sea cucumber is also packed with chondroitin sulfate, a nutrient discovered in many joint supplements. But right here, it comes in a herbal form the body can absorb extra without difficulty. To prepare it, sea cucumber is regularly rehydrated and simmered slowly with broth or herbs. While cooked gently, it retains its gelatinous texture, which is a sign of its collagen content. Seniors trying to improve joint consolidation, boost pores and skin elasticity, and maintain cartilage health should do not forget including this to soups a few times every week. It cannot be conned, but the benefits are nicely well worth the attempt. Number 3. Green-lipped mussels. Green-lipped mussel groups, native to New Zealand, are one of the maximum underrated marine meals for seniors. They incorporate an extraordinary mixture of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly ETA, that's more powerful than the everyday EPA and DHA determined in fish oils. Those specific fatty acids help block a key enzyme within the body referred to as 5-lip oxygenase, which is accountable for triggering joint irritation. That makes inexperienced lip muscle mass uniquely powerful for lowering pain, stiffness, and swelling, particularly in aging knees and hips. In a 2020 Take a Look at posted in Nutrients, seniors who consumed green lip mussel extract daily for 12 weeks mentioned a 42% drop in joint pain and a 35% improvement in bodily function. But beyond joints, those muscle mass are full of zinc, selenium, iron, and iodine, nutrients that become tougher to take in with age, in particular for the ones dealing with thyroid or energy problems. To put together them, steam inexperienced lip muscle tissues with garlic, parsley, and a chunk of lemon. Do not fry or overcook them. Gentle steaming continues the anti-inflammatory compounds active. The taste is barely candy and earthy, and the dietary advantages move far past what you get from dietary supplements by myself. In case you're trying to eat something delicious that also allows you move higher, these muscle tissues deserve a spot for your plate. But earlier than we hold, if you have been enjoying the video thus far, hit the like button and recall to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss greater movies like this. Number 2. Oysters. Oysters are one of the maximum powerful restoration meals for absolutely everyone over 60, especially in case you're suffering with low electricity, thinning hair, brittle nails, or gradual recovery. They're now not just a delicacy. They may be nature's multivitamin wrapped in a shell. What makes oysters so vital for seniors is their unrivaled density of bioavailable zinc. Just 2 medium oysters can give you over 100% of your daily zinc wishes, and that's subjects extra than you observed. Zinc is crucial for immune energy, wound recovery, testosterone guide, and even mind-read ability. As we age, zinc absorption drops, and deficiency turns into not unusual, even risky. One examine, published within the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, found that 40% of adults over 60 are zinc poor without even understanding it. Main to higher fees of infections, bad pores and skin repair, and even taste and smell loss. But it would not forestall at zinc. Oysters are also rich in nutrition, B12, which protects nerves and supports energy metabolism, 2 matters that decline sharply in older adults. A 2021 Have a Look at from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging confirmed that older adults with low B12 were 73% much more likely to suffer cognitive decline, and just 3 ounces of oysters offers you greater B12 than a complete steak. They're also filled with selenium, a mineral that acts like a bodyguard in your thyroid and immune gadget. Now, here's what makes oysters particular among seafood: their copper content. Most seniors in no way reflect on consideration on copper, but it is important for collagen formation, red blood cell manufacturing, and maintaining sturdy bones. One look at out of Europe tracked bone density in aging adults and determined that those with higher dietary copper intake had 18% fewer fractures over a 5-year duration. But there may be nevertheless one seafood left that beats all of the rest. This marine meals has been used for centuries in traditional medicine. However, now technology is proving just how powerful its miles. Studies display it no longer simply strengthens bones and joints, but also helps repair intestine lining, boost collagen, or even relieve joint swelling in only weeks. And great of all, it's not a fish, it's something most seniors have by no means even attempted. Number 1. Sea moss. This is it. The primary maximum effective seafood for each person over 60 is not fish, shrimp, or maybe shellfish, it's sea moss, additionally referred to as Irish moss. This marine plant is a nutrient powerhouse that's in the end getting attention in cutting-edge technological know-how, and for seniors, it could be one of the most entire herbal remedies for restoring electricity, flexibility, and strength. Sea moss contains over 90 trace minerals, which means it provides almost each mineral your frame wishes to characteristic, from magnesium and potassium to sulfur, selenium, and iron, all in a herbal form that the growing older body can truly take in. But right here's what makes it stand out. Sea moss is one of the richest resources of plant primarily based collagen precursors. At the same time as it doesn't contain collagen itself, it's full of vitamins your frame uses to make collagen, like vitamin C, sulfur, and the amino acid proline. And collagen is what holds your joints, pores and skin, and even your gut lining together. After 60, your frame makes a long way much less of it. That's why you begin noticing stiff knees, sagging pores and skin, slower recovery, and digestive issues. A 2022 Examine in Marine Pills discovered that seniors who consume sea moss each day skilled a 37% development in joint mobility and a 29% discount in seen pores and skin dryness after just 8 weeks. Those are foremost outcomes without taking an unmarried synthetic supplement. Now allow speak approximately what it does in your gut. Sea moss is wealthy in mucilage, a type of soluble fiber that forms a gel-like coating to your intestines. This soothes irritation, enables seal up tiny holes inside the gut lining, and feeds the good bacteria your body needs to absorb vitamins, which means stronger immunity, better digestion, and clearer intellectual recognition. And if you're managing constipation, acid reflux, or abnormal appetite, sea moss acts as a gentle natural repair. A scientific trial from 2021 confirmed that sea moss helped lessen signs and symptoms of bloating and irregularity by over 50% in seniors who consumed it often for a month. What makes sea moss exclusive from Maximum Supplements is that it supports multiple frame systems immediately. It helps your thyroid because it carries iodine. It helps your coronary heart as it balances sodium and potassium stages. It helps your pores and skin and joints through fueling collagen manufacturing, and it even enables your lungs. Many human beings report less difficult respiratory after simply 2 weeks, probable because of its natural antiviral and anti-inflammatory homes. To put together it, always rinse raw sea moss thoroughly and soak it in water for 12 to 24 hours. As soon as it expands, combination it into a easy gel. You can take a spoonful day by day, or add it to smoothies, teas, or soups. Don't boil it, simply add it warm. That preserves the minerals and active compounds. Even 1 or 2 tablespoons an afternoon can carry dramatic modifications in energy, mobility, and pores and skin health. And the high-quality part, it's secure, plant-based totally, and easy to digest, ideal for seniors with sensitive systems. So if there may be one seafood to maintain in your kitchen starting these days, let it sea moss. It's now not flashy. It's no longer ultra-modern. However, it's one of the most effective, entire and recuperation meals you may deliver your frame in your 60s, 70s and past. So now you know, the seafood on your plate will be saving your joints, or slowly breaking them down. If you're over 60, your body isn't always as forgiving, because it was once. Every chew counts. Squid, imitation crab, scallops, and shrimp would possibly appear harmless, even wholesome, but inside your body, they are able to spike your LDL cholesterol, ruin your digestion, stiffen your joints, and silently raise your threat of coronary heart disease, arthritis, and kidney strain. But the excellent information, you are not helpless. Sea cucumber, green-lipped muscle tissues, oysters, and sea moss give your body the raw materials it needs to rebuild. These are not miracle ingredients. They're science-backed powerhouses. And while you eat them frequently, they assist repair the very systems growing older attempts to wear out: your bones, your gut, your pores and skin, your immune strength, and your energy. Before we pass, don't simply scroll away. Watch this again if you need to. Percentage it with someone over 60 who nevertheless eats shrimp, thinking it's healthful, and now we want to pay attention from you. Which one's seafood stunned you? The maximum in latest list. And have you ever tried sea moss earlier than? Did you notice any modifications? Drop your solution inside the comments below. We're replying to all and sundry, and if you discovered this beneficial, hit subscribe proper now. We've got more real, uncooked, science-backed fitness pointers for seniors coming each unmarried week. See you inside the subsequent one. Proportion with us your reviews and evaluations within the feedback beneath. Thanks for looking.